Alright guys, I'm back. I'm here. Back to making videos. Gonna be honest, when I first started making videos, I actually had fun doing them, but I don't know, I kinda just fell out of doing it, but I'm gonna do something different. Tell you guys my personal stories with pot or marijuana, whatever you want to call it. Um so my first like time smoking pot, like I was, hmm, no, yeah, I was 15, almost 16. Yeah, I was 15, almost 16. And, like I remember when I was like 12, 13, all I wanted to do was like, man, I really want to try pot. Like everyone's like, you gotta try this, blah, blah, blah. But like I never just did it or whatever. So I finally had the chance because when I was like 15, I got this job down the street from my school. And, it was like this like Mexican place, and it was like one of those like white people Mexican places. You go in there, it's like full of white people. It's one of those places. Paid me $8.60 an hour. I was a buster, and my neighbor there got me the job or whatever. And he goes like, he used to drive me to school. He'd be like, "Hey Sam," like I was like, "What's going on, man?" Like, there's going to be a like I don't know. They call it like a friendsgiving or whatever. There's a friendsgiving, and that's gonna be our chance to smoke pot. And he's never smoked pot or weed or whatever. I never did. I was like, sure, why not? And we get there. Long story short, we just get there, and I don't remember their names. I wouldn't even use their real names anyways. But he was like our cook. Really nice guy. He's really funny too. And he uh he rolled. I think it was a yeah, it was a blunt. It was like a white owl blunt, right? And like this was, oh, by the way, like I live in Missouri. This was before it was even legal, like medically or recreationally. So this was about 2019. Yeah, 2019. And this yeah, he rolls it up, like there's like a bonfire outside. We get to the place and there's like a bonfire outside. It was at one of the waitresses' house. And he rolls it up, and then like we pass it around. Like I had no idea what to do. I didn't know what the rules were, like usually it's what, puff puff pass or something. I don't know. And like he rolls it, he starts smoking it, and then he passes it off to the guy next to me. So like it's him, me, and then my neighbor. He passes it to my neighbor, and I try to get some, and I think it was the waitress's wife. No, sorry, husband was like, oh, he needs to have fun. I forgot, it was something like that. He's like, he needs to be grown or something. I don't remember. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I took one hit, right? Just one hit off this blunt. And dude, I was like, I inhaled it. You know how you would like with like a vape, because I used to vape back then too. That's what they told me to do. And dude, I just start coughing up a storm. And my neighbor's like calling me, this, and that, pussy, like let me try it. He starts hitting it. He starts coughing too. And then after I'm done coughing, I get a little lightheaded. And then like I'm like, I guess I just gotta sit here and wait. And then like, oh, oh yeah. So I sit there and I wait next to this bonfire, and we like I'm just sitting there waiting, and then all of a sudden I start to feel it. I'm like, wait, is this it? I think it was like, I don't know, like a minute later, maybe two. I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, it's starting to hit. And then I try to listen to like some music or something because I was trying to be cool or whatever. Guys, I was like 15. Cut me some slack. And I was listening to like Travis Scott, Heist in the Room, and all of a sudden, like I just didn't feel so good. Like I don't know what came of me, but like something didn't feel right. And like I'm an anxious person. Like I get stressed really easily, and I start thinking like, well, wait, what if I get like, what if I come home and the high doesn't wear off? I'm gonna be in trouble. And like I start thinking about that immediately, right? And I'm like, oh wait, I might. like I'm not starting to feel good. Like I'm starting to think about all these things that could happen. Like, oh, how are we gonna get home, or how are we gonna do this, this, and that? Like, how am I gonna hide this from my mom or my dad or whatever, my brother? And I start worrying about the smell because, like, when you smoke, there's a smell, but we were near a bonfire. And then, like, I just start don't feel good. And then, like, the world start, how, like, when you drink so much, like, the world spins. Like, that's how I felt. Except I was, like, paranoid, not drunk. And, I'm sitting there, like, yeah, dude, I don't feel good. And then, like, the person hosting the house, the waitress, she was like, "Yeah, you don't feel so good. You just need to go to the bathroom." I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna do that." And then I sit there in the bathroom, and like time felt like really slow and everything. And like for some reason, like I threw up. Like I don't know why. I think it's because I was so nervous and so stressed. I just threw it up. So I threw it up, and like I think I passed out. And I don't know how long I was passed out for. I think it was a good like hour or so, hour and a half. And like I did, like I was fried, guys. Like fried. Like I couldn't feel my body. Like I wasn't nervous anymore. I think I just threw up because I was nervous. So I just wasn't nervous. I get up there, and then like there's like a good 10 to 20 people at this function. They all look at me like high as a kite, and they're like, "No way you're alive." I'm like, "Yeah," like they all start laughing or whatever. I sat down next to the waitress's mom. Like the waitress's mom was there, and she was like, "Yeah, I had experience like yours too. I did it once, and I'm never doing it again." I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it that way." Well, surprise, surprise, I didn't. I think, oh yeah, so a year after, we're in 2020, October, or it was September of 2020. This was like peak COVID. Well, not like peak COVID, but this was like peak COVID that's high. We're back to school. I was like a junior or whatever. And my buddy, we're going to call him, we're going to call him Mike. My buddy Mike. I pull up to school. I forgot to. By the way, I did drive my mom's car to school. She lent me her car so I can go to school. I used to pick up my buddy, or yeah, so my neighbor. We're gonna call him. Well, we're gonna call my neighbor. Um, we're gonna call my neighbor Daryl. So I pick up Daryl and his sister, and we're going to school. Like me and Daryl, we're both juniors, and his sister's like 2 grades below us, so she's like a freshman. We'd pull up in my mom's car, and then my buddy Mike, like I knew he smoked or did carts or something. I'd never hit a cart before. And guys, I was down horrendous. Like I was straight up depressed because of like COVID. I hated going to school. I hated my, work. I think I was working at oh yeah, I was working at Home Depot. And yeah, I hate like I mean that was okay, but besides the point. So like he pulls up, right? And I'm like, "Yo, like let me get a hit of that, right?" Bro, I hit that dude and like I started coughing really bad again. But I was fine. Like I wasn't tweaking. But then I started tweaking once I got out of the car because we had to go to class. And like I couldn't feel my arms or anything. And like we had to wear masks in school because it was COVID. Like my school was like 1,200 people, so we had to like wear masks and everything. And I don't know what happened. I just remember like I was just high and everything, and I would be high like the whole day off one hit, dude. Just the whole day, and like I was just low key like addicted to it. I always got away with it too, like because we would wear a mask and everything. But so like that's kind of how everything started. And then I bought a card off someone, and then me and my buddy would hotwire a card actually just to keep him more fried because we were just tweaks or whatever. But so I started doing it like every day. Like I had it Monday through Friday, and then my buddy, my neighbor Daryl would have it like for the weekends, and then I'd be fine off it during the weekends because I'd be at work. I wasn't getting high before work or nothing, and but what got to me was like 3 weeks into like my Monday through Friday, I started getting really bored without it. Like like I really did. Like like nothing was really fun. Like I'd be like I got in that mindset of, oh well, I'm gonna play this game. It'll be more fun if I got high. So then I would sneak over to my neighbor Daryl's house, and like we would hit that and everything, and I like hit the pen. Excuse me, I hit the pen, and we would name, dude. We named this pen like, I think Bruce. I don't know. We were just geeks. I don't know. We didn't care. All we cared about was getting high and just going to work and getting food or whatever. And yeah, I was like, sorry, I'm getting a little off topic. So like, I would just go there and sneak over, and then oh yeah, no, my neighbor Daryl, his dad found it, and then like he smashed it, and then like he sent like a picture of it smashed, and he like called it fake, and then he started yelling at me too. I remember I was like, oh, I'm sorry, blah blah blah, but like like we were low key geeking, but that still didn't stop us. We were just geeks. We didn't really care about anything else. I had good grades and everything, but all I cared about was getting high at the end of the day. So fast forward, um, I think to when, yeah, because I was 17 during my cart phase, and then I did every day like my before my junior year. I would just get high. Oh, I forgot to mention this one part. This is kind of like a turning point. So I bought like a cart off this guy. It was one of my friends. I don't even know what to call him. We're gonna call him, I don't know, Jake. All right, so Jake sells me this cart in the Walmart parking lot, right where I worked, because I worked at. Oh yeah, because I was at Walmart, and like I took one look at this thing, and he goes like, "Yeah, bro, it's real, trust." And then like me and my buddy Daryl bought it, and like something was off. Like every time we hit it, like we would be coughing so much. Like, dude, this thing was clearly fake. One time I hit it before class, and like I greened out because it was too much. And I had to go to like the nurse and everything, and like I was vaping at the time, so like I thought they would know, so I had to like go to the bathroom and throw away the vape, and I had like this alibi that I went to go throw up or something. It was crazy. So my mom thought I got COVID, and then I had to get like a COVID test or something. It was crazy. But like after that, like that point when I greened out the second time, I like could never fully enjoy a high. Now you might be thinking, well, Sam, like, well, why don't you just stop smoking weed? Well, to be honest, I just didn't care. All I cared about was just getting high, and, forgetting about whatever BS I was thinking of or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, guys, that's just who I was. Like, I was like 17. Like, I was miserable, dude. Like, the world wasn't really looking so good. Blah blah blah. Like, there's like a lot of terrible things I've done. Not to get personal, but that's just how it was. So I'd like keep hitting cards like before work. Oh no, I'll do it before school. We do it in between class sometimes, and then we do it after school. And dude, like we were just fiends, like straight fiends for a card. Like it was sad. I'm not gonna lie, looking back at it, like all I care about was getting high. I lost a couple of friends due to marijuana. Actually, we had me and my buddy there. We had these group of people, or actually, it was a couple of people that we hung out with that I knew from work, and I lost those good relationships because of marijuana. Uh, well, it was part of it, but I'm not gonna get too much into that. But again, that was part of it. Really good group of friends gone. It was just Daryl wasn't doing too good either. He was in the same boat I was. We were just miserable, just getting high every chance we could get. It was like a bad addiction. And when I was 18, I started getting the pot, and then like that gave me like a different high. And that I don't know, like it was just different. Like I'd still freak out every now and then, but I'd still do it. Like I'd feel lazy every day. Like couldn't really think. You know, like bro, I'd be straight up depressed if I wasn't high. Like that's just how bad it was. So like here I am at 18, I graduate. I'm like something's gotta change, and I go to this school that's like 3 hours away from where I live, And I go there, and long story short, 2 weeks before I go there, actually I think it was a week. I smoke at my buddy's house, and my mom tells me to come home. So I go home like high as hell, of course. And my mom's like, "Yeah, your doctor called, and she goes like, since you're 18 now, you got to I guess there was a law that you got to pass like a drug test if you want like a certain medication. I have like ADHD. It was for like my Adderall, so I had to pass a drug test. And like, dude, like I low key just started tweaking. I was about to move away for the first time, and I couldn't smoke pot, and I started tweaking. Dude, like when I got to college, I was looking at ways to pass a drug test faster. And this one guy said like if you eat like peanut butter sandwiches, it'll pass, and like all this other stuff, but it didn't work. And like I took the drug test, and like I failed, and I still kept doing it. And I think my mom found out somehow, and like she was pissed, and she goes like, "Well, I really hope you pass college, Sam." And she like hung up whatever. I was like, "Oh shit." So I'm like, "Well, I guess I gotta lock in." And like, of course, but I was with a bunch of potheads there too, and we would smoke all the time before class, after class, before lunch. And dude, like it was nonstop. Like I've had people I thought were my friends. Like I always let like my friends smack it. We got friends, quote unquote, smack it. And like bro, like they looking back at it, like they clearly used me for my weed. Like it was so stupid. Like most of these friends that you guys have, I'm sure you guys can relate to this. Like, stop hitting them up first. Stop asking them to drink, smoke, or anything, and you'll realize that these people aren't your friends. They're just not. And um, sorry, I'm getting off topic again. But we get high, every day before class. So, but like this is when I got sober off weed. We were tripping I was tripping with my friends. Never done shrooms before. I was tripping with my friends. That's a whole nother video that I'm probably gonna do later. But I was tripping with my friends, and I had like a really bad trip. You can call it ego death. It was like off mushrooms, of course. And now this is what really changed. Every time I smoked after I tripped, I always felt like I was going back in that trip again, and my body kept telling me, "Don't do this. Like, just stop smoking." But I didn't want to listen, of course, because I'm a fiend. And I did a jeeb. A jeeb is like a water bottle thing. I don't know how to explain. I just know what it looks like. And I started tweaking really bad. I started seeing the walls breathe and all this. Pretty sure I had a psychotic weed breakdown or whatever you want to call it, but whatever. And I was literally like in this psychotic state for like I think 3 months. Yeah, I think it was 3 months. And dude, it was bad, guys. Like I started seeing walls breathe. I starting to see all kinds of things. I look at like a carpet, and like the things would start floating. Dude, it was bad. I never told anyone about this. I think for a month and a half. I think, yeah, it was like the first person I told was this girl I was seeing at the time that would later be my girlfriend at the time too. Yeah, and like she was like the only person I think that didn't really call me crazy. Like I would tell like my friends this, and they'd be like, "Dude, well, you're gonna have to trip again." I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna trip again. Like I'm not gonna listen to you," and blah blah blah. And they're like, "Well, maybe it's a good thing this is happening." I'm like, "Well, I guess. I mean, I'm quit smoking, but now I'm just tripping." And they're like, "Well, yeah, it'll pass." And then I started going on Google, and this is what made things worse. People have been like this for years, by the way. You can look this up. It's called like HPPD or something, and people have been having it for years. And I thought it was gonna be like that forever. I started really tweaking, and I think it wasn't like they said like stress was a big part of it. I think that's what it said, and I would start taking stress gummies, and it kind of helped. But this is what really like messed it up for me was that whenever I drink and got drunk, I wouldn't notice it. And dude, like I started drinking like a sailor, boys. I'm not even gonna lie. Like this was before I became like a functioning alcoholic. This was like actually the start of it. And like, dude, it was the only thing that would help. So I started like drinking like you guys are gonna call me nasty. I started drinking like four locos just on a random Tuesday night, Wednesday night, just to get rid of it. But it finally went away. I think it took me 4 or 5 months for it to finally be away. Now if I stare at like a ceiling for too long, I'll see it breathe, but like I don't really notice it. But I saw this video actually. It kind of made sense where ever since like they legalized marijuana, like they just been making it stronger and stronger, and like they're adding all these components into it, and apparently like people are getting the psychosis now. I mean, guys, like ask your parents this. Like 30 years ago, people weren't getting psychosis because of weed. I mean, they just weren't. You know what I mean? Like that there was something wrong with that weed that they were selling us. Like, of course, it's from the government. They just want to get you hooked on it. You know. Yeah, I've been seeing these videos too. Like, there's like this guy I watch on YouTube, and he goes like, yeah, like, uh, whenever you smoke weed, like, and you like, because I guess you can like hallucinate off weed, I guess, or whatever, or like hear auditory things. I never did personally, but he goes like, yeah, those people like they're in like the spirit realm, or like whatever, and like I don't know how true that is. Like, I mean, you can believe that, I guess, and I guess it kind of makes sense, but I just don't really believe it as of now. I don't know, maybe I'm just in denial, but I mean, dude, there's something wrong with, like, with this new legalized weed. It's just too strong. Like, a- ask like your neighbors, like ask your friends actually, your pothead friends, your stoner friends, like that have been smoking daily for years. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm not addicted. Oh, I can just quit whenever I want." Well, what does that sound like? An addict. It's like people at the vaping, like, oh, I can just quit whenever I want, but they never quit, right? And bro, like, dude, it's so expensive now. Like, I'm like that tax is crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I love my roommates, but dude, like, they smoke all the time. They they just they just do. Like they've been doing that for years, and like I look at these guys, I'm like, wow, I used to be like this. Like I've saved this much money, blah blah blah. Like I don't know, but um, now I'm not gonna say like I'm not gonna like, you know tell you what to do, but it's not trying to like a parent or anything, but like just like quit while you can, like like I'm gonna go back to like the potency of it too. Like I remember like my dad, I love my dad and everything, but like when he was smoking weed, like he said it was awful. Like you could barely get a high, and he goes like this stuff these people are smoking on like it's dangerous, and he's absolutely right. I mean, with the way with dabs and all this stuff going around, um, one of my friends that I used to smoke with, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was the first person I knew that got physical withdrawals from weed. Weed is not supposed to give you physical withdrawals. It's supposed to give you like those psychological dependencies and everything. But like he had it. He would start like shaking at night and like sweats and everything. I haven't talked to him in a minute. I'm probably gonna hit him up after this. But yeah, he was addicted. He would smoke like an eighth a day. I was getting there too. I was smoking about like 1.5 to 2 grams a day, give or take. Sometimes more, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been doing a lot better ever since I quit smoking. Even though it sucked, I always thought I was gonna be a pothead forever. But man, you save a lot of money when you quit smoking. You really do. I mean, whatever it is with alcohol, vaping, and weed, if you put all that down, you save so much money. But um, yeah, I mean that's just my story about weed. I mean, I don't know. I something made me want to make this video for you guys. I don't know. I need to go back into making YouTube videos because I'm doing nothing else but work and school and just playing Counter Strike. But um, yeah, I'm probably gonna tell you guys for the next video like my shroom trip. That's a pretty interesting one, and about like my alcohol use too. I think I'm gonna do that as well. Um, might talk about my blow use, but like that was very brief. I made terrible decisions doing that, but I don't know, I'm just telling you guys my story. Telling you guys just stop smoking. It's bad. Makes you lazy. You know, if you want that job, you're gonna have to pass that test. So just quit while you can. But yeah, guys. See you next time. See ya.